National Geographic presents.
What I'm asking you to do is dangerous. You need to take your time to think it through.
No, I don't. What do I do?
We can't save everyone. But if I don't try, I don't think I'll be able to live with myself.
What are we supposed to do?
Some stood by.
Anything. You have to.
She stood up.
There has to be a line.
Belle Powley is Meep Geese.
There has to be me for this to work.
A Small Light limited series premieres Monday, May 1st at 9. Stream on Hulu and Disney+.
So, you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're rushing to buy tickets to a concert that all your friends are going to. Picture yourself now, crowd surfing to the front, being invited onto the stage, backstage the world tour, and before you know it, you're dancing in Tokyo. Wait, what? 3 tickets left? It's a good thing your saved payment details autofill quickly and securely. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
Hey, what's up? It's the ManFUzed Podcast. I'm Kay Lee, your host, my co-host, Ben H. So today on the ManFUzed Podcast, Ben H witnessed something so crazy at his 5-year-old son's Little League baseball game that has us just confused. Hey, if you're a fucking helicopter parent, do you not realize the damage you might be doing to your children? I've never heard about anything like this. We're going to talk about bigger problems equals bigger results. And instead of trying to shy away from those problems, we're going to talk about how you should take them head on and welcome them. That you have hero-like problems. Ben, I hear through the grapevine that there was a moment that happened at your son Jack's baseball game.
Yeah.
That was, I guess you could call it a Karen moment.
I mean, dude, Karen is an understatement on this person. I mean, anything's an understatement. I mean, helicopter mom is like not even close. And it wasn't just the mom. The mom was like this loud, bright, glaring embarrassment. Started noticing the dynamic of all the other parents. And it was something I've never seen.
Well, please set the scene.
Yeah.
Lay it all out.
First of all, these are 5-year-olds.
Right. So chaos, you're a bit of chaos. And
Yeah.
you're not playing on a baseball field. You're playing on is it a football field that's sectioned off into
Yeah, but it's like a baseball field. I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is. I mean, they all know what to do.
It's got bases. They're running.
We've got great coaches. We got 3 or 4 coaches, and on our team, the parents might participate in throwing grounders during little pre-practice routine or something, but not even that anymore because the coaches have been like, hey, it's kind of better if it's just us with them. And so we're all like, cool. So we all just kind of hang out and cheer them on and stuff like that, right? And so we're there to play this other team. So the game commences, and we first start noticing that there's a lady on the field kneeling behind her son. Her son's at like second base.
During the game.
The mom is kneeling behind him.
On the opposing team?
Right. We're
Okay.
batting their field. And she's like behind him, like loudly telling him what to do. I mean, it's disruptive. She's like, all right, buddy. All right. So get ready. Baseball ready. Baseball ready. He's just standing there. She's like, get down. She's like right behind him all over him. She's like, all right, get ready. Get ready. The ball's coming. And, the guy that's supposed to be pitching the ball, our coach is like looking back going, hey, ref. What's up, man? What's going on? We got through that, right?
How did you get through that? The
Well,
inning was over?
Yeah, the inning ended or whatever, and it was time for us to
Did
now
he ever get the ball?
take the no, it was never hit to him, but the whole time, every bat, it was like, all right, get ready, buddy. She's standing right behind him. And
Loud as hell.
I was like, geez, talk about helicopter mom. Like, what is going on? You know what I mean?
She really wants him to play baseball.
And dude, I'm looking over at the sidelines here and I'm going, gosh, like this is crazy. Well then, so it's their turn to bat. And I kept noticing that like every time a kid would come up to bat, like a different parent would be standing, not at the plate, but maybe 10 feet away saying, all right, buddy, here, it's not the coach. I mean, the coaches is a first base coach, a third base coach.
So is there a theme going on with this specific team that?
Well, so this was just the beginning of I noticed, and I was looking for the lady because I was like, where is this crazy lady? And we're all just dumbfounded just by this thing where she's behind her son on the base. We've never seen anything like this before.
Right. I've never seen anything like that before.
Nobody has. The coaches are just like dumbfounded, right? And so, I mean, granted, a little bit of leverage. I mean, look, they're 5. We're all just trying to teach our kids how to play the game. Fine, but this is a game. I mean, it's now to the point where they're calling outs, they're calling runs.
Well, he's got to
learn. So I noticed this dad, and then the next batter comes up, and then
Did the kid strike out?
it's a different guy. And then the next batter comes up, and it's a different guy. I'm like, what is happening?
So has
over here?
anybody hit the ball with the guy standing off?
Yeah. A couple of the kids hit the ball. They do 3 pitches and then the tee. If they don't hit the pitch, then they can hit it off the tee. And, our guys are fielding the ball, throwing the ball. They're doing all their stuff. So now it's the kid's turn to bat, whose mom was behind him. Now, these other dads have been standing there, but they're keeping their distance and just kind of, hey, remember what we talked about, hold your bat up, stuff like that. And it's this kid's turn to bat with the mom, right?
Karen.
Bro, the mom comes up behind the kid, reaches around and is holding the bat. So it's the mom that's swinging. And our coach is pitching, and the coach is like, ref, you got to get control of this game. What is going on?
And what is the ref doing?
The ref's just like, and he's looking at the other coaches, and the coaches are like, like, we don't know. This lady's nuts. So she's literally giving him the reach around. They're about to strike out, right? 2 strikes. And then the last one, it was like ding, and it like hit like a little bunt. Like it wasn't even outside of like the batter line.
Which it should be a foul.
So she pushes him aside and kicks the ball and then picks him up and runs him to first base.
What?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Unbelievable. Let me just restate that. They hit a little foul ball that wasn't to the right or left side, but it was within the foul line in front of the, they have that with the kids or whatever. Pushes the kid aside, kicks the ball.
Like into fair territory.
Yeah, kicks it towards second base or whatever, right? Our guys are sitting there like, what is happening? Picks the kid up and runs him to first base. And the whole time is explaining to him what's happening loudly. All right, you hit the ball. Pushes him aside, kicks it, picks him up. All right, we're running to first base. We got to hurry up. They're going to throw it. The coaches are going, hey, this is baseball. Our coach goes, this is a mockery. Our coach is awesome, dude. I hope Jack's got this coach forever.
Really?
He's incredible. He must have had an incredible coach in his life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he's just a great coach. He's a born baseball coach, this guy.
So this is a mockery.
He said it's a mockery. This is baseball. You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, did he get on first safe?
Got on first safe, and she proceeded to pick him up and run him through all of the rest of the bases as the preceding team came up to hit. Pick him up. He didn't take one step.
Can he not run?
Oh, he can run fine. Sure. He's a cute kid.
Dude, that kid's going to have problems.
So on like third base, he has like a breakdown. The kid starts screaming and crying. And Coach goes, well, now we know what the problem is. She picks him up and runs him home. So
they scored?
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So it was unbelievable to see that. Well, then it didn't stop there.
Please,
then they took the field for the next inning. And somehow this kid gets third base, okay?
Where was he before when the mom was?
Second base.
Okay, so
he went from second base to second or third at bat. I mean, I'm thinking this lady must be like the richest lady in Milton or something
right.
At this point. You know what I mean? They are kissing her ass for some reason, right?
Right.
Obviously, because anybody else would get just thrown out of the game. So he gets third base. And I guess they had talked her into not going out there. So now the kid's brother is out there with him. So he's got 2 brothers. So now the kid's got 2 brothers out there. So there's 3 kids standing on third base. There's the kid that keeps getting picked up. He's obviously the baby.
So did they tell
There's
the mom?
middle kid and the older kid.
So did they tell the mom not to go out there?
I don't know. I'm only guessing. So now we've got like a 10-year-old, a 7 or 8 year old, and a 5-year-old on third base.
Oh
Okay.
my God, all these kids are going to be so fucked up.
Now it's Jack's turn to bat, right? So Jack hits the ball successfully, goes to first base. And then another kid comes up and just smacks one dude out in the outfield, right? And so Jack's running around second. They get the ball in the outfield. They throw it into third base, right? One of the brothers goes out, grabs the ball, brings it back to the kid. The other brother has the kid standing in front of third base, puts it in the kid's hand, and Jack's sitting there trying to get around them. They had the kid under their hand. They carried the kid and touched Jack with the kid.
And they got him
and
out?
called him out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dude.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it was unbelievable. And so we were like, no, that is not happening. And so then their coaches on the other side, like the parents, we were like, no, negative, right? Like we weren't being too nasty, but we were showing very clearly that we did not approve
of that.
Of that.
What was the ref doing?
The ref said something, and then the coaches were like, no, he's good. Tell him to go back to third base. And our coach goes, no, he's out. It's fine. Y'all are ridiculous. And told Jack to go back to the dugout. You know what I'm saying? And was just like, we're just going to get past this. You know what I mean? And then what I noticed was that all of a sudden we had 3 other dads on the field. There were more dads on the field than there were coaches.
But it wasn't like that in the beginning of the game.
Not in the beginning. But now there were these alpha dads who, like, one of them went out and stood behind their son. And then you had the brothers standing behind these other kids. And now it's like one dad saw him go out there. So he's like, well, I guess I'm going out. And then another one. Dude, the next inning, there was 4 or 5 parents.
Did you have a picture? Did you
on the field? Yeah. Jen's got a picture of the lady running with the kid.
Shut your mouth.
I mean, honestly, looking back on it now, I would have taken a lot more photos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like watching a plane crash or something. I mean, you're just like,
or it's like, you
don't even think to like pull your camera out because you're just so
baffled
by the situation.
It would be like if a Yeti walked out onto the field
exactly
in the middle of the game and started playing.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, what the fuck
what is
that?
happening?
Bigfoot's real.
Dude, it was unbelievably ridiculous. And on the next inning, there were 4 or 5 dads now out standing behind their kids. And the coaches were just standing there in the outfield. And the coaches were standing there in the outfield, and the kids that were standing by the coaches were sitting down in the outfield. It was the most unorganized shit show that I've ever seen, dude.
Has this team ever played anything like that?
I mean, it's our first year. They're 5 years old.
But your kid's not like that? I mean,
none of the other teams we've played have been like that. It's all...
How many games have you guys played so far?
Probably 7 or 8. I mean, we've only got 2 or 3 games left. So, it's been 2 games a week, few months. It was mind-boggling.
Who won?
I don't know. I don't even know. I think we won. I don't know. It's not even a thing, really. And we just kind of...
Wow.
I mean, who knows?
That is the wussification of a sport right there.
Dude.
I get it. Your kid's 5 years old. It's supposed to be a complete shit show in any sport at
Absolutely.
5 years old. The kids don't know all the rules.
Yeah.
They're learning what to do.
But they learn from each other. And they learn from their coach. And you've got all the rest of the time in the world as a parent.
To parent.
To parent and practice at home. And when it's time for them to get on the field, they have to learn, hey, you're on this team with the rest of the kids. And your leader are those coaches.
Right.
Those are your leaders.
Right. Your mom's not supposed to run
Mommy and daddy are on the sideline cheering you on, buddy. Go out there and do all the things that we taught you to do.
You're in the coach's world now.
You're in baseball world now. You're not at home practicing. You're in the game.
If this mom helicopters like she did on the baseball field in every other area of these kids' lives,
I can't imagine.
They are going to have so many problems.
She's out there, like, not only that, she had these big fake boobs. And while she's doing all this, she has like a Yeti mug, like a coffee mug, and a phone in her hand.
Oh, my God.
It was out of control. Out of control.
What the fuck?
It was completely out of control.
I'll bet none of you listening have ever experienced anything like that before.
Well, now it's become a thing. Like, she has a following now because we're talking about it at the other game that was like a few days ago. Everybody on our team is still like, God, can you believe that? All the coaches, all the parents and everything. So then we were talking to one of the moms that was on the team that we were playing. She was friends with one of the moms on our team, and we were sitting next to him. Uh-huh. And she was like, wait, we play them on Saturday. So now, like, one of the moms from our team is like going with the other mom from the other team, go watch this game and watch this lady.
See what kind of a shit show it's going to be. I mean, even if, let's just say your kid first started in baseball, and let's say you got away with doing it their very first game.
Yeah.
By the second and third game, your kids should know when the ball's hit and they're on first, they run to second.
That's
as
right.
fast as they can.
Yeah.
That's it.
You just run.
That's what you do. And your coaches are there to tell you, run.
Bro, Jack was on third base the other day and he tried to run into the dugout. You know? And the coach was like, no, run to the home plate. And we're all going, home plate.
Right.
And then he turned and he ran to home plate. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you learn.
Yeah. It's funny
It's
at this age.
It's how you learn.
Right.
I mean,
the other way.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah, exactly. Jack's doing really good, though. You know, he's hitting balls. He's catching balls. He fielded a great play out of third base. He fielded one out of the outfield. I mean, the kid runs right at the ball, catches it, gets hit with the ball, doesn't care. He's tough. You know, he's still doing kind of the downward chop on his baseball swing. So we're trying to smooth his swing out a little bit. But he's loving it. He looks great in his uniform. He's finally gotten his thing where he's picked up how he's got to get the baseball stance going. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, it's just so cool to watch him, man.
Yeah, it is. And wait till they grow beyond that.
It's such a cool sport. You know what I mean? Look, there he is.
Man, baseball ready.
Yeah.
Ben's showing me a picture of Jack.
We could use that for the podcast picture.
We could. Baseball ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You send it to me.
Yeah, well.
Let's stick with the trivial. And let me tell you about something that I witnessed that has become a trigger for me.
Ooh, a trigger. I love triggers.
It's a trigger. Do you remember the SNL skit where Will Ferrell is sitting at the Thanksgiving dinner table and they're all having conversation and Will Ferrell cuts up a piece of chicken, starts chewing it, gets up and spits it into the other dude's mouth?
No.
You don't?
No. I can see why you're triggered by that, though.
That's not what was triggering. It's actually a funny ass fucking skit. So we have this awesome beach house on spring break, right?
Yeah.
We invite over a couple that was in town also.
Right.
They have a young son. Nice. He just turned 2. Really fucking cute kid. We had eaten dinner with them at this Mexican restaurant the night before. So the following night, we invited them over. And my buddy Jason and Aaron, my wife, we're all cooking. By the time they get over to the house, we've got this huge tray of chicken parmesan, noodles, garlic bread. So they come in, we're having drinks. We make plates and we go outside because it was so beautiful out, and the outdoor area of the house that we were renting was pretty epic. So we're all sitting there outside. Little boy, 2 years old, sitting there grabbing, pasta, grabbing pieces of chicken that were cut up for him. At this point, I look over and he's got pizza sauce all over his face. Pizza sauce all over his hands. He was using his hands. He's
pretty
a little
standard
kid.
For a kid.
Right. And I asked his dad, I said, hey, I noticed none of us had napkins. I said, hey, buddy, let me get some napkins. He goes, no, don't worry about it. And then proceeds to grab the little boy's hand and suck the sauce off of his fingers.
Come on.
Knuckle to tip each finger. And I was like,
What? What is going on with parents these days?
I was like,
that's disgusting.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's gross, bro. Yeah, that's gross.
I love this couple. But I was like,
did he do the neck too?
Did he lick his face?
Come here. like a dog.
This is how I clean my boy.
Yeah. This is how I clean my boy like a cat.
Oh, my God.
We don't need napkins around this house. We got tongues. And I'm done.
And that vision will live in my mind forever.
In perpetuity.
Yeah. Earlier today, you said bigger problems equal bigger results.
There's a thing, man, where it's like, for me, I'm constantly going after bigger objectives and bigger goals, and I've reached different levels in my life. And every time I level up, my problems get bigger. And it seems like the natural tendency that I want to do is I want to make my problems smaller and my results bigger, right?
Typically, that's what you want to try to...
That's the idea.
Right.
Right? But the truth is, it doesn't work that way. When you level up to bigger opportunities, to bigger income, to a bigger company, a bigger job, a promotion, whatever it is, even if you have another child or you reach a level with your significant other that adds responsibility to your life or whatever it is, you decide to move in together, any kind of increase in results is typically going to equal an increase in problems. It's like Notorious B.I.G. said, more money, more problems. And so I'm always looking at my perspective on things, the paradigm I have around certain things. Because if you think about it, problems are problems. What's your relationship with the problems in your life? Do you despise them? Do you wish them away? Do you ignore them? Do you not pay attention to them?
Do you work through them?
Do you work through them? Do you hit them head on? Or do you get excited about these problems? See, I recently heard something and it just hit me. And I would like to play that audio because the way that this guy said it, it struck me because it's kind of similar to a lot of the things that I've been dealing with and some of the opportunities that I'm facing right now, some of the opportunities that I've attracted to myself. And one of the great differentiators between my life now, let's say, and my life 3 or 4 years ago, or my life now and my life if everything I have set that I want to do actually continues to go well and pan out over the next few years, my one hesitation is that it brings with it bigger responsibilities, bigger problems, bigger distractions, just everything gets bigger, but the results get bigger too. And I think for me anyways, typically when I'm setting goals or when I'm visualizing for the future, I'm typically setting goals and visualizing around a result. I imagine the result that I'd like to see. I make the decision that whatever it is that I have to do to get that result, I'm willing to do. But I'm typically not visualizing handling the problems. I'm visualizing the success.
The excitement of the achievement.
Exactly.
The symptoms of the achievement. Well, I guess the problems would be a symptom of that achievement.
But it's not necessarily a part of the planning.
No.
For me. Maybe it is for a lot of people.
Well, but you can't predict everything.
No.
Some things, and especially if you've never experienced that achievement, you don't know what negative aspects are going to come with it.
100%.
Whether it be haters, whether it be legal stuff, whether it be customer service, whether it be employees, nightmares, product, supply chain.
I mean, if you're going to grow a business, you got to invest in people.
Oh, yeah.
The hard part about investing in people is now
investing in people.
You're investing in them.
Well, right. And people do crazy shit. People, every individual person has their own ups and downs and have their own issues and problems that they're working through.
That's right.
And those problems sometimes creep in to their performance.
That's right.
And it becomes your problem.
Exactly.
And you've got to decide whether it's worth it to help them out or guide them through or stick with them through those problems as they're handling it or replace them. But then by replacing them, you're opening up another set of issues because now you've got to teach.
Absolutely.
And you've got to go through the motions again. And that shit takes time and that takes money. And
it's fraught with peril. But listen to this and let me know what you think about this.
My favorite quote in life is you can tell the size of a man by the size of his problem.
Yes.
And I think that creates the most healthy relationship you could ever have with problems. So I'll backtrack into my business. Early on, I would have $2,500 payrolls. And at the time, it was a huge fucking deal to me.
Yeah,
it really was.
For sure.
So much so that it kind of made me nervous because I knew I had to pay for equipment. And then in construction, you might be net 45, net 60 easy. And I went and I asked for a little line of credit and they wanted to give me $7,000. I ended up getting like $15,000. routine. And as I got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the problems got bigger and bigger and bigger, and today, like $100,000 a week in payroll at my company, I have to tell you, I'm super proud of that fucking problem. And so you can look at a guy who can't pay his light bill. That's kind of a lame ass problem. $100,000 a week payroll, that's a hero type problem. And every man that watches this show or watches anything knows or should know that he's playing the star character in his own show. And without big problems, the movie's gonna suck. So for that reason, I like to remember that you can tell the size of a man by the size of the problems. And when big problems come to me, I say, that's my kind of fucking problem. I get excited about it because that's the next level up. It's a next level up because all you're doing in life is solving a bunch of damn problems. So as a man, you need to go find problems and make sure they're fucking big. Something that you can remember. Something that when you're sitting in that rocking chair at 90 years old, you can be like, I was a fucking G. I was getting after it. I had big problems. I had real shit going on. Not this bullshit. I couldn't get one date or pay one light bill or pick up a tab. So get big fucking problems. That makes it more fun. It makes it exciting. It makes you feel alive. There's nothing better than having big problems. And it changes your relationship with stress because you're going into that next phase where you have to stretch. And that's normally where the pain is, right? But if you can have that relationship with problems being bigger, you can kind of smile at it. My favorite quote in life is, you can tell the size.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
It struck me kind of like our conversation with Chris Tuff did. I mean, it hit me. I probably listened to that like 15 times. And now I've incorporated that into all of my planning.
Yeah, it's
big problems, like go after the problems. And now I start thinking about my goals, and I'm looking at it from the perspective of what kind of problems could I possibly foresee that this is going to create? And it gets me thinking about big solutions. So I start thinking about big problems, big solutions. And it has changed my relationship just hearing that with stress that I deal with around my problems. Because ultimately, when I look at a problem, I just want it off my plate. I just want it away from me. And the ones that I can't handle right now, I kind of table them, ignore them, and they just grow and they become bigger problems. You know what I mean? So big that they're not even worth what created them. And so it's like that statement, what he's talking about, I'm still kind of working through it in my own mind, but there's just so much wisdom there.
Yeah. And it's a good way of...
Because we are the hero in our story.
Absolutely. Or the villain.
Or the villain. So what are you heroing over?
You know, it's like a game. If you treat it like a game, it's kind of the way I've always treated life, kind of. Or getting into business, it's like chess. It's like, okay, putting your pieces on the board. First, you got to get your pieces on the board. You got to get in the fucking game. Otherwise, you're not even playing, right?
That's
and then you've got to learn how to advance, smart, to make educated moves, and
100%.
Try to think 2 to 3 moves ahead, which is kind of like what you're saying is, okay, you weren't factoring in bigger problems, but now you are trying to.
That's right.
Like once I get to hear, what does that potentially look like?
Yep.
And you could also use the wisdom and experience of others.
That's right.
That are around you who are, you know, maybe more successful than you to even try to maybe shed light on problems that you can't even foresee.
Absolutely. 100%.
And then you're like, oh shit, I never even thought about that, right? Boom. Okay, so I'm going to factor in that. Maybe I can move my pieces in a way that I'm going to be protected, or I'm going to be able to diminish the amount of time it would take me to fix that problem or deal with that problem. You might have something in place, almost like a pawn backing up your queen when you move in for the checkmate. If anybody plays chess, you would understand that. And it's really all about protecting your pieces and your moves.
Yes.
To get to the end result. Which
100%.
Would be check motherfucking mate.
Checkmate, bitch.
Yeah. I definitely understand that. I'm stressed out too. I'm a bit stressed out too. Like the board behind me, we've got so many things. And as of
a lot of big problems.
Right. Because unfortunately, the last month, there's been no movement on any of the list. And that to me is a problem because
Absolutely.
I'm like, I stare at it and I'm like, all right, how am I going to try to tackle it? And it's an overwhelming list.
No, it is. And our life is full of lists. And even when you drive around all day or you're out there, you're going to notice problems. I mean, opportunities are problems. Problems are opportunities. If you can help people solve problems, that is a business. We talk a lot about creating a solution for your life. Your life's a big fucking problem. You got to go to the bathroom. That's a problem. You know what I mean? You're hungry. Problem. Thirsty. Problem. So really, we're solution-based. Life in and of itself is a solution-based act. Being alive is solution-based act, you know? Our bodies are constantly solving internal problems that we don't even know about, like cold water therapy. When you get in the cold water, it activates things in your body to prevent the temperature of your body from dropping so that you don't go into hypothermia. You get into cold water, you have a 98-degree temperature. You get in 60-degree water, that's a problem for your body. Your body begins solving that problem internally. So if we can think about things through the lens of, like he said, he was like, look, I had a $2,500 payroll. Now I got a $100,000 payroll.
It's a bigger problem.
Bigger problem. You know what I mean?
A lot more demand.
How do we solve that problem? And the thing is that mentally, if you're reeling from your problems, if you're reeling from these things, or if you're attacking them, but if you're attacking them with the attitude of fuck this, or this sucks, or I can't wait to be done with this, what's that going to create? Is that the way the hero in your story attacks his problems? Just can't wait to be on the other side of this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which may be true. That may be the truth. But at the same time, if you were to get excited about it and go after a solution from the perspective of something that maybe you look forward to solving, take that line on it, take that attitude on it. And I think, at least for me, it creates space to be present. I think a lot of our time in the present moment is spent worrying about the future and regretting the past. And, you know, a lot of times when we're regretting the past, at least me, it's looking at things I should have done differently, or I could have done this that way, or maybe I shouldn't have said that way. I could have said it another way. Or if I wouldn't have bought that thing, or if I wouldn't have talked to that person, I knew I shouldn't have done that, and I did it anyways, and now I have a problem as a result of it. So I'm spending my time worrying about the decision I made in the past and regretting it.
But you shouldn't be looking in your rear view.
And then I'm also worrying about, now I have to solve that problem in the future. So I'm regretting the past and I'm worrying about the future.
In the present.
In the present moment. And what does that do? It causes anxiety and depression.
Distracts you from your goal.
And anxiety and depression, a mindset of anxiety and depression, is no way to attack hero level problems. So we have to find a way to let go. We have to find a way to let go of the past and let go of the future. And like one of my mentors, Mike Ferry, said one time, he said, listen, you don't have to worry about the past or the future if you just focus on telling the truth in the present moment and not worrying about the outcome.
That's right.
And the only way that you can do that is if you have enough opportunity in front of you. So the real problem is you don't have enough opportunity to look at. You're not creating enough opportunities. That's the real problem. If you only have a certain amount of opportunities to look at, whether or not that one or two or three things work out, have a drastic impact on what happens next month, right?
Right.
But if you had 10 or 15 or 20, that one or two wouldn't mean anything.
Right.
So what you can do in the present moment to prevent your worrying and your regret is just go after more opportunity. That's the hero problem. The hero problem is I got to go put more meat on the table, which means I got to sharpen my arrows and load my gun and put on my camouflage or whatever it is, get fired up about going out and finding opportunity. Now, undoubtedly, those opportunities are going to create more problems. But the point is, you find opportunity by telling people the truth and not worrying about what's going to happen.
We've said it before. You can't get fixed on the outcome because when you do that, you set yourself up for sadness.
Well, now you're worrying about the future.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Whatever comes out of it, comes out of it.
That's right. Exactly. And I'd like to key in one of my favorite people, Napoleon Hill.
Of course. Think and Grow Rich.
Wasn't
he over at your house the other night?
I sure wish he was. I sure wish he was.
I think he was blowing up your phone just a few minutes ago.
Well, it's interesting because I always revert back to that book. And you just brought something up which made me think I need to create my round table again. I need to create another round table.
The Knights of the Round Table.
I need to create a round table in my mind. And this is a tactic that Napoleon Hill created, or maybe he created through one of his mentors like Dale Carnegie or something like that. But what he did is he had a round table of people. Most of them either weren't present in his life. They may have been alive. Be like if I put Jay-Z at my round table, for example.
What up, Jay-Z?
Yeah. Or they've deceased. Like I think Abraham Lincoln was one of the people at his round table. I mean, he had some other historic figures as well. But I'm going to create a round table and I'm going to put Napoleon Hill on it. Now, interestingly enough, as I was looking into this and I was going through my mindset as it relates to creating more opportunities so I can create bigger problems so I can do hero level shit, right? As soon as my mind changed about these kinds of things, opportunities started hitting my phone today. And okay, I started thinking about this hero level problem shit. Then I got smacked with this Napoleon Hill piece. I literally did what he said. And I want to encourage anybody who's listening, when you hear this, you can rewind it, you can go back, play a little bit, pause a little bit, play a little bit, pause a little bit, and do the exercise here that he's talking about. It's a really quick exercise. As soon as I wrote down just what I was going to do, I was going to follow this exercise. I haven't even done the exercise yet. Recently, I mean, I've done it before, but I haven't done it this time. My phone started ringing. And I was telling you about a couple opportunities I have, but those are hero level opportunities.
Hell yeah, they are.
And that hit me after I heard this and after I said, you know what? That guy that's talking about hero level problems is right. And you know what? Napoleon Hill is right. And you know what? That's my path. That's what I'm doing, right? And then boom, I got hit. So I wanted to bring in this Napoleon Hill piece if I can.
Do you need to play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Napoleon Hill, the granddaddy.
The starting point from which you must take off if you wish to write your own ticket from here on out for the remainder of your life, I will describe for you in these simple instructions. 1, write down a clear description of your major desire in life. The one circumstance or position or thing which you will be willing to accept as your idea of success. And remember before you begin writing that your only limitations are those which you set up in your own mind or permit others to set up for you. And 2, write down a clear statement of precisely what you intend to give in return for that which you desire from life. And then start in right where you stand now to begin giving. And 3, memorize both of your statements, what you desire and what you intend to give in return for it. And repeat them at least a dozen times daily. And always end your statements with this expression of gratitude for the blessings with which you were gifted at birth. I ask not for divine providence or more riches, but more wisdom with which to accept and use wisely the riches I received at birth in the form of the power to control and direct my mind to whatever ends I desire. If you are not too successful or self-satisfied to accept and express this profound prayer, if you accept it and express it in the same spirit of humble sincerity in which I pass it on to you, a new and a better world will reveal itself to you. A world in which you will see reflected the circumstances and the things which you yourself have created. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Isn't that a profound statement?
That is
the
profound.
Starting point from which you...
Mic drop.
Mic drop, Napoleon fucking Hill. What a wise...
Just unbelievable, you know, and it is so simple. And it tied back in with everything that I talked about with Chris Tuff. It tied back into the putting your stake in the ground statement. But I love the prayer that Napoleon Hill just outlined. It's like the best prayer I've ever heard, where you're commanding of yourself that which you already have. You already have everything you need. You have it already. You were born with it. You're born with everything. You don't need anything. It's a mindset. It's your own self-imposed limitations.
Right.
So be grateful for what you were born with and realize that you can create whatever it is that you desire as long as you're clear on what it is that you're going to do in exchange for it.
Right.
And
yeah, I agree. Totally.
And we can all see that in our own lives. The funny thing about life, though, and I see it across the board, even with the really wealthy guy that we were talking about earlier, there's always another level. There's always another level. That's just life.
Well, no one wants to stay stagnant.
So are you going to go through life hitting hero levels so that when you're 90, you can look back and go, I fucking killed it? And it doesn't have to be about money.
Breaking ceilings.
It doesn't have to be money. Money is a tool.
Right. It's a symptom of you solving problems.
That's right. But we don't have to wrap it around money. Maybe there's a big problem that you want to solve. Well, you're going to need money to solve it.
Yeah,
let's just throw that out there.
You're going to have to employ those tools and tactics.
But you don't want to have to be a gazillionaire or something like that. You may not want that.
You might just want to feed the hungry.
But Dan Pena says, if you don't think money makes you happy, you don't know where the fuck to shop.
Right? Yeah. It's fun. Yeah.
And I'm not saying money's going to make you happy. My personal belief is that money doesn't really make you happy or sad.
It's going to enhance who you are.
It just enhances whoever it is that you naturally are.
If you're a scumbag with no money, you're going to be a scumbag with money.
With money.
Right.
That's
you're
a fact.
going to be an enhanced scumbag.
Exactly.
So really, money is going to shine light on who you are. If you're not a generous person and you're not caring about others without money, well, someone puts, $10 million in your hand, you're going to be that same fucking person.
Absolutely.
With $10 million.
Yep. And what kind of problems are you going to solve? That's the big one.
Yeah, I agree. That's good shit.
There's a guy I want to give a shout out to who's been helping me solve a big problem in my life and who I found out yesterday is a listener of the podcast, loves the podcast, and wants to come on at some point. Now, he's a very busy guy, but he's into it. And it's Dr. Alan Einstein.
Oh, fuck yeah. We've
shout out to you, Dr. Alan Einstein.
We've talked about him.
A man who literally is a hero in many people's lives because he solves hero level problems on the daily. Right. This guy's unbelievable.
There's God, and then there's Dr. Einstein.
I love him. I love the man, and he loves us. He loves you, by the way.
Oh, he does?
He told me, he goes, Ben, you're great, but your partner there, Kaylee, I love Kaylee.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Well, I love you too, Dr. Einstein. You
know who goes to is Kyle. Kyle Martin.
Right, yeah.
Is like boys with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I knew that he knew him too.
Yeah, so we got to get you in there.
That's funny because I remember us talking about trying to get him on because
that's right.
He was such a smart and he was a character.
Exactly.
And very intelligent and actually like a distant relative to Einstein.
He is. Yeah, he's like a something third or fourth cousin or something. But
to Albert, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking get Einstein in here.
And so when we discussed that.
You pitched him.
I call the guy. He doesn't, he's just a busy guy.
Of course. He's a doctor. He's solving hero-like
solving hero-level problems. When he's off, he doesn't answer his phone. So I pitched it. I said, listen, I'm doing this podcast. Give it a listen. Let me know what you think. We wanted to invite you to come on. And that was probably 3 months ago.
Or longer. No,
or longer.
More than that.
Maybe it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, 6,
So
7.
he's been listening to it ever since.
Which is an honor, and that's awesome.
It's awesome.
If we're keeping his attention, that's great. That's a sign.
He loves it. He was it's awesome. I love it. You guys are great. He's like, the thing that's interesting to me is how you guys create a conversation about anything. And I was like, that was basically the premise upon which the podcast was created.
Well, because we could literally and have sat there.
As you all know.
Before this idea birthed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
At one of our many living situations when we would get together.
Yeah.
It would just be...
It's ongoing.
It could be the craziest topic or just something we thought was funny and we could giggle about it and expand on it to the point where the people around us would probably get annoyed.
Yeah.
Because we would just keep taking it down the road.
Yeah.
Like, if you think it was dead, no, it's not.
It's not dead yet. It's a zombie now.
Yeah. We're beating it. We're just going and just found whatever we were talking about funny, and we would laugh and we would laugh.
Exactly.
And so we knew that we thought that the chemistry would translate on air or on the podcast, which we think it has. And that's awesome that Dr. Einstein sees it that way too. It's an honor.
He loves it, man.
That's great. Can we just touch for a few minutes on the little micro expressions, micro things that just bother us about other people?
Yes.
It could be someone you're dating. It could be someone that you're in business with. It could be someone that you talk to at the gas station. It could be an encounter of the third kind.
Yes.
We're talking about icks.
Icks.
What is an ick? An ick is wearing socks in bed.
Yeah.
An ick is someone who mispronounces a name.
Yes.
An ick could be the way someone talks.
Yeah.
The way they handle themselves, the way that they walk.
Yeah.
You could go on a date with someone and they might have just some awkward fucking walk to them. And you might be like,
some people have weird tics.
And you might just be like, for whatever the reason, doesn't make them a bad person.
No.
They might be curing world hunger.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you're not going to give him another notch on your belt. You're not going to let him fuck your brains out. With
A lot of people
with his club foot.
A lot of people are super observant, I think, and some people just aren't. I'm naturally a very observant person of these types of things, mannerisms. I think a lot of us who possess more of like a street smart life than like a book smart life are more observant of these things because we're always looking for the body language cues and we're always listening for the tonalities and voice change and stuff like that. Like I make it a practice to make an opinion of how the call is going to go when someone calls me based on their initial voice tone, the first second.
Right. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, bad call.
Yeah.
In my mind. I'm like,
yeah,
this
you can tell.
This is not going to be good.
Ben!
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
we got the deal.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Hey, Ben!
Yeah, we're good. You know?
Woo, woo.
But even more subtle stuff than that. So I had this job opportunity in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was really excited about it.
I remember it. You were thinking about relocating there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big leadership role in a big real estate company. It would have been a great foundation and launching pad for me in my career. And I went and I met with these guys. And one of my icks, and admittedly, okay, I am on probably the other side of the spectrum, and I could dial it back a little bit.
Okay.
I could. And my wife is a good counterbalance for me in this area. But I can't stand penny wise and palm foolish.
Ooh.
I can't take it.
Pennywise, please tell.
Penny wise and palm foolish. You're so cheap. You're tripping over nickels getting to dollars. I can't stand that kind of, because I'm a big picture guy.
Right.
I'm like, guys, if we make $1 million, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Let's go make $1 million.
I'm frugal too, to an extent, but
well, you're a daredevil.
But I'll invest.
You'll invest.
I
and
will
you'll go
invest
out on a limb.
in what I need to invest in.
Absolutely.
I will carve out the money if it's something that has potential to make more money or
That's right.
to reap the reward of whatever that is. I will invest in it.
Penny foolish is definitely palm foolish because you're going to run out of money.
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, okay? I'm probably more on that side of the spectrum where I just, like Gilby said, don't get overexcited about stuff. I'm like, ooh, the new M5. I'll take it.
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign?
How fast can I get out of here?
Exactly. Have the paperwork ready for me.
I'm on my way.
Negotiation? What's that? You know what I mean? Like fucking.
What? Okay, that's the price. I'll
and then
take it.
6 months later, I'm like, I paid how much for the fucking car? You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
Yeah, right.
But that's an ick. So anyway, I was there. I was just under the spell of this ick. And I was just in my best the whole time. These guys put me up in my hotel room and they're whining and dining me and all this stuff. And now was the time for them to make me an offer, you know? And so we're sitting there and they're going through the offer. And the guy that owns the whole thing, the whole region, famous guy in the world of this company. Okay. I'm sitting across the table from him. And as he's talking to me, he's going like this. He's like, so what we're thinking is, you know, we've really enjoyed meeting you.
So I hold on at the moment as Ben
I'm sitting in a chair and I am thrusting
his pelvis.
as if there is a woman sitting on my lap and I'm having sex with her.
He's dry humping the air.
I'm dry humping the air as if there's a woman sitting on my lap in a chair.
And all I can see is this bulge going up and down.
And he's sitting there and he's talking to me.
Straight face, no
Straight
smile.
faced, and he's going through numbers, and he's pointing at things up here when he stops talking.
And then he picks it back up again.
And I'm just like, what the fuck was that?
Is anyone else seeing
Does
this?
anyone? And I was looking at other people, and everybody's like, I'm like, I guess everyone's used to this. And then he starts doing it again. He's talking. He's like, so, you know, the number's not this. I mean, we're thinking more the number's this, but there's going to be ownership too. I didn't hear anything he said. And I left, and I didn't even send them the receipt for the plane ticket. Now, this is a palm foolish side of me. This guy called me 5 times. I paid $350 to fly out there to see him.
Which they should have paid for it.
They offered to pay for it, but they're like, hey, we'll pay for it, but if you have Sky Miles or something, just book it and send us an invoice. I'm like, yeah, I got Sky Miles. I'll book it. It was so off-putting that I didn't even want any else thing to do at all. Even getting paid money for a plane ticket that I came out. I was like,
I've never heard this story.
I am disconnected from this guy. It was disturbing, okay? And the truth is I was already out. Because I'm like, there's no way that I can work with people who are this penny wise and do what it is that I see doing here. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, were they trying to keep you like dumbed down to like a certain budget or something?
The budgets weren't even budgets. They were nothing. There wasn't even a budget. There was 2 owners. One of them was the big dog. The other guy who was running like 4 offices, big job. The guy's living above someone's garage, taking like a $60,000 salary.
So did you even hear the offer that they were going to make you?
Yeah, and there's just no way.
Would have been better if he wouldn't have been humping an imaginary person? Well,
I probably would have tried to negotiate with them if he wasn't humping the air. Okay? I mean, look, know your audience. Don't fly a guy to Charleston who likes M5s. I mean, look, I'm not saying an M5 is a good investment. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it makes me smile. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying when I'm going out to tackle my hero level problems, I like doing it in a fucking M5.
Right.
Maybe that's not important to a lot of people. Fine. So we went through this whole thing before I came
this
out
whole
here.
Song and dance.
Before I got here, we did the whole fucking KPA, okay? And you know I like boats, you know I like cars, you know what my money goals are, and based on all that stuff, you freaking fly me out here and pick me up in a used Jetta. And I'm not talking about a used, I don't care, it's a car. This thing was fucking 300,000 miles, clinking, smoking.
Crumbs in the seat.
And this guy's going to be my boss?
Crumbs all over the seat that you're sitting on.
And this
feel like a spider's gonna come crawl up fucking face.
And this isn't the assistant that's come to pick you up at the airport.
This is the owner.
This is the guy that's gonna be cutting you checks.
Yeah, not a good look. And this is the guy that was dry humping the air.
No, this was not even the guy that was dry humping the air.
Oh, this was the other guy.
This was the guy, the second in command, and I was going to be third.
Oh.
Which was third in command in this situation is a big position. So there was multiple levels of ick in that situation.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking ick.
And so I think that there's cues, you know what I mean? I don't want to live in any other part of Atlanta than Buckhead or Milton.
Right.
That's it for me. And I'm not saying, I sell houses all over the fucking place. Atlanta's beautiful. You live in a beautiful, I would love to live in your neighborhood. Actually, I'd probably live in your neighborhood. But I'm just saying, in my own mind, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying in my mind, I either want to be in Buckhead or Milton. So I just kind of drew the line. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it. Well, I moved from Buckhead to Milton. Well, a lot of people just say, oh, what a snob or something like, okay, fine. That's cool. I can deal with that. But I drive through areas of town that give me icks. You know what I'm saying?
For whatever the reason.
I tell you an ick.
All
okay?
right, give me an ick.
Highway 9. I'm passing by the beautiful middle school, Midway Elementary.
I don't know that I would call it beautiful. It's old.
Well, I mean, whatever. It's an elementary school, highly rated. Kids go there.
Well, there's going to be
Great
a new
school.
one they're building.
There's going to be a new one. And right when I get past it, what do I see, Chris, on the right? The most disgusting trailer trash looking trailer.
It's gone.
That I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's gone?
Oh, yeah. There were squatters.
Obviously.
They complained. Somebody, I think, in this neighborhood complained.
Thank God.
And the county was on it. They sent someone out the next day and told the owner that it had to be removed.
Praise the Lord. I didn't even notice it was removed.
It's gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a big ick for me.
Yeah, it's diagonal from my neighborhood.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it was not a good property value.
But see, that was a holdup for me on like your neighborhood, which is an amazing neighborhood, by the way.
It is great.
But that's an example. That's an ick.
Yeah, it's something that for whatever the reason.
I cannot come home every day and see that.
Yeah.
I just can't.
It does not.
It'll just ruin my spirit.
Right.
It'll destroy my soul.
And that's what's funny about, like, put yourself back in those first date moments.
Yeah.
Because where you meet somebody, you met somebody, or it's a blind date, and the first time you've ever sat down with someone for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you start noticing the way that they talk to the waiter or the waitress, or the way they chew their food, or the way that they talk about themselves, or how much money they've got, or the way that they are blinking fast, or the way that there's so many like ticks and things. And for whatever the reason, you go, I'll never go out on a date with that person again. They put ketchup on their eggs, or they like tomato. Like for me, an ick is and I just can't stand them. And I'll eat ketchup. I'll put ketchup on things. I'll even put a little ketchup and put my egg in it, my scrambled egg, which will gross people out.
I like
gross
that.
people's out. I will not, if I order a hamburger or a cheeseburger, and I say I don't want tomato on it.
Like a slice of warm tomato?
Any tomato.
Any tomato.
I don't want to see the semen-like residue that the seed is still sitting in.
Yeah.
With a little, like, sitting in a little seed.
You can't even remove the tomato.
No. You could say, well,
you
my
might
wife
as well have peed on it.
My wife will go, can you just take the tomato off? No. The tomato's semen and its seed is still on my burger.
Yeah, it's got tomato sweat.
Ruined.
Yeah.
I do not want it. The thought of it grosses me out.
Right.
Like, I do not like tomatoes. I don't like the seeds. I don't like the semen slime, whatever you call it. The juice.
Before I met my wife, because I've been with my wife ever since the first day I met her.
What a day.
What a day. Before I met my wife, probably a year or so before I met her, I was at this party and there was this girl there. And I was like, wow. I mean, she, to me, was like really beautiful. And I'm no stranger to beautiful women.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You've heard it here first.
and so, like I would do, I politely introduced myself to this woman. I explained to her why I think she's so pretty. And as I got to talking to her, I realized that she actually had a really great personality. She's someone I was interested in getting to know. So I invited her over to the house. And so she came over to the house and we hung out. And every once in a while, as I'm talking to her, it's like she would do this weird thing with her face where she went from being, and then she'd go back to normal. It was like a tick. Or when she would look this way, be
like her face would stretch
like she would do this contortion of her face, like almost like she's making a monster face. You know how you do like a monster face? And then it would just go back. And I'd be like, what was that? You know, and she's like, what? And I'm like, no, you just did this thing with your face. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what do you, she literally didn't know. And so I was like, all right, like that was just weird. And then I'd go on a date to a restaurant with her. And she's this lovely girl. I mean, she was like a wine sommelier and like, you know, I'm a big cook.
I think I remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, and we had a lot to talk about. And she was just really cool. And she was really pretty. And like, I just couldn't get over this
monster face.
She would do it all the time.
Well, so at first, you only noticed it like very seldomly. But then once you saw
it seemed seldom because I'd never been around her before. So I was like, okay, maybe it's seldom.
But for whatever reason,
when I first met her, maybe I
saw
her for dinner for a couple hours.
But now you're noticing it all the fucking time.
But we started spending a little bit more time. Like, hey, why don't you come over on Saturday? We'll go for a jog together. You know, let's go. Yeah, be like, and then back to normal, like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there going, where's the camera? You know what I mean? I thought somebody's playing a prank on me. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the movie Deuce Bigelow, Bigelow.
Yeah. And the thing was that I had to part ways with her. And I did it in a way that I'm not proud of.
Did you ghost her?
I just ghosted her because I felt so shallow.
So
I couldn't tell her the truth.
So you know
I'm the most shallow person you've ever met.
You know that monster face
you have this monster tick.
Yeah. No, I don't. You pull out a picture. This one.
This happens every 32 seconds. And I can't do it.
So I have something that was funny. There was a girl that when I lived in my old townhome in Sandy Springs.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I met this girl. Yeah, I do now. I think she worked at a salon.
Yeah.
She was married. She was married, but I still decided I was going to try to hit it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think she'd been married for a while. I think she obviously married young because this was 15, 18 years ago. And she was already married. And her and her husband weren't doing too well. So we started hanging out. And I think she realized quickly kind of who I was. I was hustling. I was doing real estate.
Yeah.
I was working at Psycho. I owned Psycho. And she'd come over and I'd always be engulfed in, my computer. I was logging contacts. I was doing all this stuff that needed to be done, trying to better myself, trying to achieve my goals. And she'd come over and maybe she was expecting me to spend a bunch of time with her. And obviously I'm working, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So probably showing her from my perspective that the grass wasn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this new guy, he's fresh. This is how it's going to be. He's not playing video games, but he's engulfed in his work. Well, she was cool. I ended up hitting it a few times.
Did you?
Whatever. Yeah, it was all right.
And ultimately?
And that was about that. But as I went out to dinner with her, I noticed that when she ate, not that she was a disgusting eater, there was something in her jaw. Maybe it had been broken before, but when she chewed, it made this pop. It was like almost like bone was being
Like
clicked
click,
together.
click.
So it was like someone cracking their knuckles over and over when they chewed, to the point that we had gone to
Almost
a
like
nice
you're going up a roller coaster.
And she didn't try to ignore it. She warned me.
Yeah.
She said, I think the first time I heard it, and
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of looked at her, and
Yeah.
she looked at me, and she's like, my jaw pops when I chew.
I'm sucking all that dick.
And no, this girl was, I mean,
Was she out of the strip club?
No,
Oh,
not.
okay.
She was like a hairstylist. She was a good girl.
1 degree away.
She was one level up. Nothing wrong
She graduated the strip club and went to hairstyle.
Nothing wrong with hairstylists or strippers. We love you all. But
I have a hair salon in my house.
So, right.
My wife is a hairstylist.
Yes.
Yes.
She is. And so she acknowledged it. And as we continued the meal, after she acknowledged it, I tried to put it out of my mind.
Right.
And it was just this click.
Did she ever give you head?
This click. We're not going to go into details.
I'm just asking if the click.
Oh, it
do you
wouldn't
know
have
whether the click occurred?
You think that's going to matter? There could have been somebody popping the little bubble wrap. It could have been like.
I'm just wondering if there was any correlation there.
Would it have mattered?
No.
If she was deep throating you? No, it wouldn't have freaking mattered. At that point.
It might have been a plus.
Yes.
It's that click.
While I'm eating my meal. And I tried. And it got to the point where I was like, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. And then we continued our meal and I just kept hearing it. And it was like a rhythm. It was like almost like if I could pull out a bell, be like, boom, boom, yeah. I started making music.
Like in your head, you've got like a song going on. You're like, yeah.
No, but it wasn't. It was like I was ignoring it and I was eating. And then I'd keep hearing it. And then I found myself getting enraged, like I wanted to just reach over and be like, shut the fuck up! But I didn't, because it wasn't her fault. But from that day on,
that's too much.
I couldn't unhear it. And eventually,
it's just hilarious.
I had to send her back to her husband.
Yeah. She was married?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You
I
were
was the
that
guy that banged a married woman.
Well,
I didn't care at the
It's
time.
the girl's decision at the end of the day.
And I wasn't trying to steal her.
No.
Actually, if you really want me to get real,
Yeah.
I think at that time I was working with our buddy CJ, and I was in a recruitment mode for a business.
There you go.
And I even got her and the husband to come to a business meeting.
You don't need to go to the store to buy toilet paper and toothpaste. Why would you do that when you could just have it delivered to your home? And if you want to save even more money, you could go pick it up from the distribution center, but we'll leave that part out.
Or you can build a business and have other people who don't want to go to the store get it delivered to their homes, which at the time was cutting edge because it wasn't like Amazon where you could get everything delivered to your home. Anyway, they didn't get into the business.
Yeah.
I think because he knew we got naked.
Oh, no.
On multiple occasions.
Oh, no.
Probably wasn't the best idea to be like, hey, I know we just fucked. Why don't you bring your husband to a business meeting?
I've got a business opportunity.
For him.
Look, honey, I want to see you guys do well, okay?
I care about your family.
Now that you're in my circle, I want to help you.
I was like the Bikram yoga guy.
Exactly.
Oh, I want to help teach you yoga, and then I'm going to fuck you.
It's a little bit of sex, and you can go and enjoy a cocktail. I'll have sex with your wife, and she'll join you later.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger or the Bikram yoga guy?
I don't know. It's,
It's funny.
I was my attempt at French.
Well, I think Indian was the Bikram yoga guy.
Oh,
well, either way.
I was thinking about the guy on that one movie.
Encouragement.
Yeah.
You talking about couples retreat where they go and, right? And he goes, encouragement.
Yeah.
Peacock chest.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like behind.
And the girl ends up falling in love with him, you know?
Right.
What I mean?
And he's like on the ground
wife.
showing the husband how to do the wife. And he's like pelvic thrust.
Let me tell you something. That's a real thing. My boy Damien, who used to own Hotlanta Yoga, great yoga instructor, stud of a guy. And
you wouldn't want him stretching out your wife in yoga and teaching?
No, absolutely not. Because there's nothing you could do about it. Whether or not your wife would act on it that's the question. Would he turn her on? There's no question. There's no question he's going to get her juices flowing. None whatsoever. And he would have girls like knocking on his door.
Like his home.
Like chasing him around, like after him. Like, I want you to show me how to open up my hip. It would always be like this yoga thing. You know, I need a yoga massage. I need you to open up my hips. And then they'd start grabbing on him and stuff. And it was funny because, like, for guys who don't get that kind of attention, you're like, oh, that must be so amazing. He's like, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. He's like, this is what I'm doing.
This is my business.
I'm helping people get healthy. That's my thing.
He's not looking to get laid every 5 seconds.
No, and I'm sure, I mean, it was a benefit at times because be ultra hot, like movie stars, like Lenny Kravitz's daughter, for example. I mean,
Zoe?
like just crazy shit, right?
That's funny.
I think he's in New Zealand right now. Shout out to Damien if you're listening. Complete stud.
Well, that's funny.
He taught Aquaman how to swim.
Oh.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, God.
He travels the world with Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah.
He's Jason Momoa's
Did Jason Momoa not know how to swim?
fitness guy. We knew how to swim, but not like good enough to be
like
Aquaman.
He needed to be able to like mermaid swim.
Right.
And
Yeah.
shit.
It wasn't good enough to be Aquaman. So
That's pretty good. I bet he taught him how to hold his breath for long periods of time.
yeah, that Momoa, he's a beast.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud, too. That's a
Stud.
dude that fucking women would just get wet over.
Oh, the guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Damien says it's just,
It's ridiculous.
it's just insane.
It's insane. And you know what?
know?
I didn't have it to that extreme, but when I worked as a body piercer,
Right.
I was 18.
Yeah,
So typically, you go out on a date with a typical girl.
right.
How many dates is it before they give it up?
Depends on the girl. But
Well, right, of course. But typically,
for a good girl, I don't know, a couple weeks.
right. Well,
if it's
that's
going really well.
right. Couple weeks, typically on average.
Right.
Okay, so let's say it's a couple weeks, but you only hang out with the person. You're talking for weeks.
Right.
But maybe you've seen them 3-4 times.
Yeah,
In the
exactly.
beginning, it's once a week. I mean, you've had those relationships that start off, you meet somebody and then you hang out with them every fucking day.
Right.
Whether you're getting it or not. But there was something I noticed quickly, and it was from the time somebody walked into the shop, whether it be tattoo artist or piercer,
Yep.
and signed the consent form to have something done.
Right.
The relationship you build, because they are now
Right.
a paying customer that is entrusting you with their body. Now, some body parts, like a tongue piercing or a nose or a belly button, not a big deal. But still, there's that bond that builds quickly.
Yeah.
But there are times where they're getting their genitals pierced, their boobs pierced, their
Right.
nipples pierced.
Right.
Now they're taking their clothes off in front of you
Yeah.
within 5 minutes of meeting you.
Yeah.
When I tell you,
It drops the veil a little bit.
it drops the timeline
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
to the point where I had girls coming in who would get pierced. They would take their belly button ring out and say that it fell out just to come in to see me or get it to the next level.
Yeah.
Or they'd come in and get something else pierced or whatever. They wanted a jewelry change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it got to the point where those time periods, like from date, from hangout
Right.
to getting it on, was like that night, the
That's
next
right.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was
Right now.
Right now. It took the timeline out of it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It's just like
With Damien. Yeah.
Right. In a sense. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's probably a bigger stud than me, and he's
No,
probably
I mean, he's just doing what he's doing.
Right,
I mean,
me, and I was just doing what I was doing.
and you were doing what you're doing.
And I'm
you know.
doing, and I'm piercing at this point. This
Right.
is at the height. This is when, if you were looking on a chart,
Yeah.
when piercing started getting popular,
Yeah.
I helped piercing get popular in Atlanta.
Right.
Like, I was clocking numbers that were just unheard of. I'm talking hundreds of new people a week.
Right.
And it was doctors, lawyers, school teachers, fucking grandpas, grandmas, kids turning 15, kids turning 8. I mean, like, every layer, stripper, I mean, from all over the spectrum.
Right.
Getting something done. So it was like, it was nuts. It was almost unfair for them.
That's amazing.
I had my lawnmower. I was just
Yeah,
mowing them
you were
down.
mowing them down. Chopping wood.
I was, man.
Yeah.
I was fucking Paul Bunyan.
You're a lumberjack.
Those were the good old days.
Hey, man. Now we're married and
Now we're
kids.
kept men.
Now we're going to baseball games and
and
talking about helicopter moms and trying to create bigger problems and get excited about it.
Be heroes of our
Be
lives.
the heroes of our stories.
Hey, be the hero of your life. If you have any icks and you want to contribute any weird things that just completely turn you off, hit us up at ManFUzed.com. If you have any hero like achievements that you've made and you want to share them with the show, do the same. Or you can call 770-744-5227. We thank you for listening. Ben, you got anything else to say?
No, it's all good, man. Echo all those things. Thank you for listening. And if you're liking the show, you're feeling the show, a great way to support the show, check out the website, check out the gear. I'm not saying buy gear. I'm just saying check it out.
Or you can buy us a cup of coffee on PayPal. You don't even have to buy gear. You can just make a donation. $5, $10, $2.
Yeah, if you like a shirt, buy a shirt, support the show. Ultimately, the greatest way to support the show is share the show.
That's right.
And we appreciate everybody. We know a lot of you guys, we see it in the numbers. A lot of you guys are sharing the show. We absolutely love it. And thank you so much for everything. We have incredible gratitude for all of our listeners, and we appreciate you sharing the message. So peace out.
Let's do it.